Hi folks, and welcome to the Fimbleberg channel. I'm in the woods again, and today I want to talk to you about some special knives I own and which might be interesting for you. I'm talking about a brand that I have been using and perusing for ages now. I've got my first one in the 90s, and it is still with me and still going strong, still working great, and so this might be an alternative. And I'm talking about a Norwegian brand. The brand is Helle Knives from Norway, which was founded in the 19th century, I think, and is still going strong today. And the first knife, or one of the first knives I got from Helle is this one here. This is the Fjellkniven, and this is the knife I got in the 90s. And as you can see, I didn't do a lot of silly things with it. I just used it for a lot of carving and carving hardwood and even a little bit of splitting, and but I did it sensibly. It's not I don't bat it through knotty beechwood or knotty oak or something all the time. So you need to keep in mind what your knife is capable of. And this has a red tail tang, which has a broad base in this area, which is rapidly tapering from this width to this width, and then there's just a stick tang, which is pinned over a brace butt cap. The thing is, the tolerances inside the handle are next to non-existent, which makes for secure fit and also less chance of it working loose. And I'm looking for some wood here. You can see, well, if you look at the shavings I can make with this, it's just, Helle knives are traditionally a joy when wood carving is concerned. And this is really a joy to make feather sticks with, or carving, or even foot prepping, because the knife is not too thick. It has a spine thickness of 2.8 millimeters. The blade on this one is the famous H3LS steel, which is basically 18.8 stainless steel around a core of cutting steel. I think it's some sort of 1.2003, which is coated razor steel by Helle, which is perfectly relatable because it gets really sharp and it's really, and as I said, it is with me since the 90s, and the state it is in might show you that if you play a halfway sensible, this will be with you for a long time. It is not a heavy duty knife. It's not for battening to, as I said, to knotty hardwood all the time, but that's well, there are access for that. And another knife I got some time ago, several years ago, is one that looks rather similar to the Fjellkniven, but it has the advantage that it has an advantage because the H3LS is a better cutting steel, but this comes with a 12C27. Not too bad either. A little bit underestimated these days, but still a valid steel, tempered to 59 HRC, just as the Fjellkniven is. And looking for some wood again. And well, obviously I can't show you the resilience and cutting resistance, but just so you get the picture how sharp it comes. As I said, as a hero is that this knife was designed by a slate teacher in Norway, who wanted to incorporate some sort of a finger guard. I think the lines of this knife are stunningly beautiful, and the mono steel also works with a fire steel, which the Fjellkniven doesn't. You can't use the spine with a fire steel on the Fjellkniven, but on this one that works. It's not sharpened, but you can make finer shavings, which comes in handy if you want to start a fire. To me, it sometimes feels a little bit awkward because I like to grab my knives rather short, and but this is something of personal preference. I recommend, if you go into the shop, you handle the knife and you just roll it in your hand. If you want to make movements like this, put it in a reverse grip, see how it handles in your wrist, roll the handle some more, play it a little bit, move it around. Not that would make any sense, but you can estimate how the handle feels in most scenarios, and this is something you should do with any knife you buy for the woods. And well, the blade is just short of 102 millimeters. Spine thickness is a little bit thicker at 3 millimeters. Temper is 59 HRC also, and not a problem with that. The steel is really resilient, and it's not a hardcore knife. The tang is also a stick tang for most of the part. It's just it has a broader base, which then tapers rapidly. In this area it becomes a simple stick tang, which is also pinned over at the end over a brass disc, which is simple and rustic, but if you don't abuse the knife, you see the tolerances, they are actually not existent. And this is important on a tang like that, because if it moves just a iota, then the handle might fail you. And this is something a few people keep in mind when criticizing red tail tang. And yes, red tail tangs are thinner and they can fail you if you do a lot of heavy battening or chopping or something. It won't. I don't think it won't fail. It will fail you if you use it for cutting. The next knife I have is something more modern. Knife designed by Les Trout, and aka Survival Man. And well, it is touted a survival knife, and I'm talking about the famous Temagami. Temagami is a very interesting name because it is touted after a place name in Canada where Vasha Konesin, fake Indian and true conservationist and a really great guy, by the way, even if he faked his native heritage. Um, he cared a lot for beavers and founded one of the first beaver trusts. And there's also an awesome movie about him, so you might want to check it out, or maybe I can find it and put it in the description. And this is what the knife is, as far as I know, is named after, which is absolutely fitting. The knife is a little bit of a well, I think it is a little bit of a paradox, because it has something that is called a half tang. It's not a full tang. If you turn it over, you see that the tang is just going to that dimension, which has a purpose that you don't get as cold fingers as you might become on a might get on a full tang. But well, it's not a full tang, and actually it might. Well, if you would use it for something a knife is not intended to, aka battening, as I said, through knotted hardwood all the time, then you might encounter some problems with the stability of the knife. And the thickness of the knife is rather sensible too. It's 2.8. On this one, I hear that that there are some varieties even in the model. The blade steel on this is 14C28, which is an awesome choice for it, and the resilience and cutting resistance of this steel is really great. And well, it is not a military survival knife. It's not something you pry open ammo boxes. Given that no one pries open ammo crates anymore, because they don't make them that way anymore. That's silly anyway. But if you use it as a knife, it's just awesome. You got no hot spots on this handle. You can carve for hours on end. The sharpness is obviously if that is possible in the first, even better than on the other models. It is just it's just a joy to work with. It's just makes me laugh, because look at that. It's just gliding through the wood. And by the way, this is oak, and aged oak, really old aged oak. And look at the shavings it makes. It's just ridiculous how it sails through the wood. And the spine is also not that sharp anymore, but you can use it for making shavings like this. You see that. Obviously, it also works with a fire steel, because mono steel, not the 18.8 is actually not on the Fjellkniven, and the H3 LS steel. It's actually used because it cannot be tempered, and so only the edge line is hard and will always be hard. Even if you grind it, always the hard steel will prevail, and it will bend if you try to break it or something. And this is something they made and they invented in the 70s, Before that, they had, I think it was the 70s, in the 50s or something, they had carbon steel, a 3-layer laminate, like it is traditional in Norway. And it was modeled after that, but they wanted a little bit of more rust resistance. But given that modern knife steels are far more resilient, actually the H3LS is a little bit sharper, but just a tiny bit. It's not, the hardness is, on this one is 59 to 60, 61. And with an outstanding resilience too. I once bat into fat boat because I, silly me, forgot my axe, and I just did it, and it was a bit frightening because the blade is rather flexible and it was rather moving. It was moving a lot, and I didn't want to do this really, because you know my stand on that. And but the modern steel is resilient enough to make a mono steel blade with the same properties as a 3-layer laminate. Even better, because this is this will not bend on you. This is the H3LS is a really awesome steel, a really resilient blade, and if you would leather with the H3LS, it might bend, and you would have to straighten it up again. On this one, if it breaks, it breaks. That's a given. If you overdo it, it will break. The H3LS will not break. It will bend. Because the 18.8 is too soft and cannot be tempered, obviously. And the thing is, that's really an amount of bending going on if you do this that you simply do not encounter on a knife. You don't do this. What might happen is that this one might break the handle if you overdo it. If you because it's not a full tang, it's a half tang. But on the other hand, to be quite honest, this is a stress that normally no one inflicts on a blade. Actually, the knives are not cheap. This one came in at over 200 euros. And on this one I have a problem with the belt loop, and the last sheath I had the rivet coming off, and the sheath is actually okayish and well made. Actually, there's on the one hand, I don't know if you can see this there, need to take more word on this. There is a plastic inlay, if you hear that, in it, which prevents the blade from cutting through the seams, but there is also a weld, so that's pretty overbuilt, which is perfectly fine. I love that. And as I said, I had some problems with the. I had the version in H3LS, and I encountered problems with the tempering, and the edge line was a little bit chipping and rolling. And what I want to say is, I sent it in to Anders Haglund, and he was over the top, and he was like, we will replace that, and we will they take things like that really serious, and he actually upgraded my knife with a 14C28, and I just want to say thank you again, which is, I think this is really awesome replacement policy, and I really hold that in high esteem. This is a really sensible brand and really great brand. So you get a lot of value for money and a lot of service for money, and they take sustainability really serious. You can always get your knives repaired, and there are hellers that are 100 years old around, and they would, if you send them in, they would repair it. You would have to pay for that. So this is an awesome brand if you can afford it. If you can afford it, then and you are doing bushcraft and are looking for a knife that you really. This one is a actually not a beginner knife, although it is awesome for beginners because it's just such a joy to use when carving for hours on end, and if you're just carving little things with it, as the others too. If you're making feather sticks with this handle, it's rather chunky. It offers a lot of space and room, and it's a joy to hold, and no hot spots whatsoever. But it's also secure, and if you would want to chop with it, then you have a secure grip, even though the handle is rather smooth, and the handle is made from beautiful birch wood. On this one, this is not quite burly, but there are also some versions of with more curly birch around. You must be lucky if you if you like that. But I find this one pretty beautiful and pretty beautiful. I find it pretty and beautiful. And it is really great on your hands. It's really so huge recommendation if you can stash out the 200 euros for this one. Maybe get another sheath for it, but you can make it something like that. Alright, it is a knife that can be with you for a long time. If you want to do heavier things, you might consider the Utver or the Nord or Nordlis or the Gagalu, which are really, just look through the lineup and you will find something with them. And I think I say this because the most important thing about Helle, in my opinion, is the corporate policy and the corporate philosophy, because you can find a knife that's in their lineup suited, that is catering for your needs. They are all beautiful, they are all well made and really high and awesome quality. And if they don't have the quality you expect from Helle, they will replace it all right. They will care for you. They are you matter as a customer, and this is something that is maybe even more important than a special knife or a special temper or special geometry or something that just looks cool or is catered to the needs of special forces or something. And this is something I think matters even more than that. Even though I can say that by the way, the Temagami, as I said, or even the Fjellkniven, which is not the most expensive knife in the lineup. They make it with a 12 Cs